Welcome to the FSW tutorial video. My name is Eva Ali and I'm one of the instructional assistants at the Lee campus. Now with exponents, there are a couple rules that I like to go over first before I actually do some problems. For instance, if you have the same base, let's say x to the fourth power times x to the third power. Whenever you multiply the same bases, you add your exponent. So this is going to be x to the seventh. If it's a division problem, let's say it's x to the fourth over x to the third. Now you're going to subtract your exponent. So 4 minus 3 is going to leave you with x to the first. And then lastly, let's say we have x to the sixth all raised to the second power. In this case, you're multiplying your exponents together. So this would be x to the 12th, okay? So those are basically the rules that you have to remember for the exponent section. And let's actually do some problems with these. Let's say we have 15, a to the fifth, b to the second, c to the fourth, all over 25, a to the third, b to the third, and c to the fourth power. Okay, so we're going to reduce the numbers, the fraction, the same as we normally do. Look for a common factor. Well, 3 is going to go into, 5 is going to go into 15, and 5 is going to go into 25. So we can reduce this. 5 goes here 3 times, and 5 goes here 5 times. So that takes care of the numbers. Now, with the same bases, notice we're dividing, so that means we're going to subtract the exponent. So 5 minus 3 is going to leave us with a to the second power. And we're putting a to the second power on the top because that's where the high exponent is. For the b's, 2 minus 3 is negative 1. Because it's a negative 1, you have to put it on the bottom. And again, that's where the high exponent is, so that tells you where the remainder goes. C to the fourth over c to the fourth, those can pretty much cancel each other out. And it leaves you with this as an answer. Okay? All right, let's do another one. Okay, let's say we have negative 3, x to the negative first, y to the second, all raised to the second power. Remember, if you have an exponent raised to another exponent, you're multiplying exponents together. Think of this negative 3, even though there's not an exponent written in there, it's actually understood to be to the first power. So if I multiply my exponents, I'm going to have negative 3 raised to the second, x raised to the negative second, and y to the fourth. Now we can simplify this part. Negative 3 squared means negative 3 times negative 3, which is going to give us a positive 9. So that goes there. X to the second power. You never leave your answer with negative exponents. So what we're going to do, since it's in the numerator, we're going to move it down to the denominator, and that makes your exponent positive. And then the y to the fourth stays where it's at. Okay, so that would be a final answer. Okay, I'm going to do one more. Okay, now we have 2 sets of parentheses. Again, let's go ahead and multiply the numbers the same way that we know. Negative 5 times negative 2 is going to give us a positive 10. Now we get to the exponent part. X to the negative 2 and x to the negative 3, if I add those, that's going to give me x to the negative fifth power. Then y to the first, so again, there's a 1 understood here. Y to the first times y to the second gives me y to the third. Now we know that we cannot leave the answer like this because there's a negative exponent. So to make that exponent positive, we're going to move it to the bottom or the denominator, and we have the 10 y to the third on the top. Okay, so that kind of takes care of exponent problems. Thank you for watching. If you need further help on any topics, please visit us on www.fsw.edu/academic support, and we can set up tutoring for you. Okay? Thank you.